Hello there. My name is Maureen with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 E's. Today, jump in your sidecar and jump on the motorbike. I think I'd probably be in the sidecar.
Yeah,
Corey.
you would be.
You'd be on the motorbike.
I need the leg room.
Yeah, you do need the leg room. There's not much leg room in a sidecar.
No, there isn't much leg room in a sidecar.
As always, you can watch us on The Real Show on our video version on YouTube. That's the Real Show. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram and listen to us on all the relevant audio platforms.
Correct.
As always, I'm accompanied by our co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Are you excited for part 3 of our Indiana Jones review through?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Well, I think I know why that no might be there.
Why is there no there?
Because Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the reason why we're doing this.
Yes.
You've already seen it, Corey.
I watched it in cinemas.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
I'm watching it next week.
Good. Okay, good.
So
So we can review it.
So we can review it. We will be
Because
caught
I
up.
googled it and it's like it's not going to come to Disney Plus until like October.
Okay.
I'm like,
I will be able to review it. At least we're doing Crystal Skull first.
Yeah, that's why the no's there.
Yes.
Because that means Crystal Skull's next.
Crystal Skull is next, and after that is our Destiny. So
Correct.
we can say with confidence that we will have reviewed every single Indiana
Yes.
Jones film.
Yep.
Which is a pretty big feat for the channel, I think.
It is.
And for the show itself. Let's jump into Last Crusade.
Correct.
Now, the 1989 action-adventure by Steven Spielberg is back. We've got George Lucas, he's back. We've got Harrison Ford, he's back as well. Now, this is, would you say, a very different adventure to what we've seen in Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom was very... it had the supernatural, had the dark element. This was back returned to the form with the fun Indiana Jones romp.
Yeah,
He's running through.
This goes back to the first one more
Goes
than
back
the
to
second
Raiders, yeah.
one.
Do you have good memories of this film? Have you seen it? Have you seen it many times?
No. So like I've said before in the others, this is the one that I tend not to go back to. Not for any particular reason. Just because normally it's either Raiders of the Lost Ark or it's the first one. It's the second one, Temple of Doom. The only memories I have is I had seen it before, once or twice, mainly in the background though. But I've seen the whole film, and I had more memories of the Lego Indiana Jones game. To the point where I was watching this and going, oh yeah, I forgot about it, but this is a bit where we're on cars, or this is a bit in a motorbike.
Yeah.
This is from that thing. But no, I had memories of it. It was fun to go back.
Strangely enough, I remembered the same thing, but from the Indiana Jones Lego sets and not
Nice.
the game. Like the plane they ride in, that's a set. The motorbike, that's a set.
Yeah.
I still remember the Dr. Henry Jones minifigure that one of my friends had.
Yeah.
I still remember seeing that. And let's jump into the cast. Obviously, I don't think we have to throw out a spoiler warning for a 1989 film. No, we'll be fine. Let's jump into the cast. Harrison Ford, top form again, 1989 Harrison Ford. He's got the whip, he's got the hat. He wears a bit of a different style. He's wearing the jacket, the khaki shirt and the leather jacket with the tie on the shirt. Did you notice that?
Yep.
You noticed that the shirt with the tie, which is a cool sort of change up of the usual uniform. Obviously, I feel like he's the only person to really do the leather jacket with the shirt and the tie. Not many people can.
No.
And everyone who since has failed.
Yes.
But I like the tie. I like the. What do you think of the black tie with the khaki shirt and the jacket? Does that work for you?
Yeah.
We also get the return of Professor Indiana Jones, sexy Professor Indiana Jones.
Correct.
With his little spectacles and his little twee suit. I like that.
Exactly. He's teaching archaeology.
Teaching archaeology. Do you think he needs those glasses to read, or are they aesthetic glasses?
They're aesthetic glasses.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Maybe he's. But do you think? But when he's in that room with Donovan, he has to put them on to read that.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
And leans close to them. Or do you think he's just acting?
I don't know because he never really has them at any other time. He reads.
Well, maybe he's nearsighted.
Possibly. Yeah.
Wait, no, he's long-sighted.
Far-sighted.
As long as when you have to.
You can see short, but you can't see far away.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm short-sighted, so I can read this.
Right.
But if I didn't have my glasses on, I wouldn't be able to read out there. But I can read here.
But then you're long-sighted.
No, I'm short-sighted.
Oh, you're short-sighted.
Yeah. Because I can see short, but I can't see far.
Oh, right, okay.
So long-sighted, you can see far away, but you can't see close up.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he's long-sighted.
Yeah.
Because he can see, because he doesn't need glasses when he's out in the field. He can see far away.
But he needs to read.
He needs to read. That's why he needs the glasses on. Yeah, maybe he's just long-sighted.
Maybe he just thinks it's cool. So.
Maybe he does think it's cool. Oh, I'll put my spectacles on. My pince-nez. That's only the one.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it is. It's double glass, isn't it? Because it's the monocle and it's just the one. A pince-nez is the double glasses, but you have them on your nose. Like Teddy Roosevelt. He's not alone.
No.
Dr. Indiana Jones is not alone. He's with Henry Jones.
Correct.
His father, played by the late, great Sean Connery.
Exactly.
We're big fans of Sean Connery on this show.
We are indeed.
He's up to his peak Sean Connery-ness.
Yes.
This is arguably... obviously, this was the dream of Steven Spielberg to do his own version of a James Bond film.
Yeah.
He wanted the James Bond action-adventure, the swashbuckling style of James Bond, flying around, shooting guns and punching people.
Don't say swashbuckling. We're going to get back into pirates again.
But that's why I moved swiftly on from that point, Corey. But it's the essence of the action adventure style. Obviously, the words action adventure are thrown around all the time now, especially in video games. But when something is like a James Bond or an Indiana Jones, a Crusade, Last Crusade, or like an adventure between various locales and action set pieces, it's called an action adventure.
Yes.
But it's either an action film or an adventure film. Well, it's both. It's both. Sean Connery plays a character I don't think I've ever seen again from him. Maybe in if you ever watched League of Gentlemen or something like that. But here we get Sean Connery. He's very eccentric.
Yep.
He's very out there. He is very, jumping from set piece to set piece. He often looks completely nonplussed at the action going on around him, or he looks completely amazed at the action going on around him. He's a veritable rainbow of emotion. There's a point where they're on the motorcycle and they're escaping out of the Nazi castle.
Mm-hmm.
They're driving away, and Indiana Jones gets the pole from the whatever it's called, the bollard thing.
Yep.
And he throws it into one of the Nazis, and he flies over on the motorcycle, and then he puts the spoke into the wheel, and the bike explodes next to him, and they're driving away. And Henry Jones just looks like he doesn't care. He's just like, I've seen that before.
Yes.
He's the seasoned archaeologist, you see.
Yeah, I mean it was an interesting thing. Because again, in the first film, second film, you have Short Round. Indy always has some kind of
the sidekick. I don't like to say the Sean Connery is really a sidekick.
No.
But,
No, and then obviously
he is in the sidecar.
Yeah. In Crystal Skull, obviously you get about halfway through, I think, you get Shia LaBeouf.
Yes.
And stuff like that. So he always has a sidekick. And the father is an interesting one because it is his dad.
I like the dynamic of Indiana Jones. He's a tough and independent man. He doesn't take any myth from anyone. He's really like, I'm going to do this myself. I've got my hat and my whip. That's all I need. Yep. But with his dad, he's like, Dad, I'm flame roof. Dad, come on, Dad. He's completely changed. He's like a scared little boy again. He looks at his dad like, Dad, you have to go.
You also get the biggest...
It's that way, Dad. We've got to go that way.
You also get the biggest revelation in the whole film.
Okay, go on.
His name's not Indiana.
No. It's not.
It's Henry.
It's Henry Jr. He goes, Junior. Yes. Come on, Junior. He's got his Scottish accent again, Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Junior.
Why do you keep going at the end of every time you say it?
What?
You keep going Junior.
Junior. That's how he says it. He says, come on, Junior.
A bit calmer than that, I think, for sure.
They're trying to kill us.
That's better.
Yeah, there you go. And Indiana's just like, yeah, I know. Because they're always trying to kill him.
Yeah.
I love the bit in the plane where they're flying, and he's manning the tail gun, and he just shoots at the back of the plane. He's like, they got us, son! They got us, Junior!
Yeah. I've got something to tell you.
I've got something to tell you, yes.
The floor's on fire. I'm a chair.
And the chair,
I'm a table. I love that bit. Don't get sentimental on me, Dad. The floor's on fire.
Yeah. And they have to use the turntable. He's trying to get the ropes off, and they use the turntable on their back. That's such a fun sequence in that castle. And we do get a bit of Scottish Indiana Jones. He does come in as a Scottish lord, doesn't he?
He does.
And he goes from window to window, and then his dad just cracks him on the back of the head with the bars.
Yeah.
I love that. Just no hesitation. Just he didn't even come in through the door. He came in through the window, and he still got him with the bars like he's.
So you just hit me on the head.
Yes.
I'm sorry about that.
He is. Yeah, he apologises for it though.
No, it is a really good dynamic with this. Because also it's the first time where Indiana Jones technically isn't fully in charge. Because again, with Short Round, everyone else, he's kind of the boss. He tells them what to do. They look up to him. They follow him. This is now the opposite. Is his dad that's in charge?
Yeah, he's looking up to his dad.
Because
this sort of crazy eccentric professor, more determined than him.
Because also there's a part where they go to Berlin to get the book.
They do.
Which Indiana Jones doesn't want to do. And there's the other part, like in the blimp, where Jones is like, "Oh, we're done, we're free," and then his father's like, "Oh, once we're in the sky without Nazis flying behind us, we'll be safe." Well, whatever.
But there's not a second wasted of this film.
No,
it's action beat to action beat.
It's non-stop.
Escaping the plane. It's in the castle. The castle's burning down. Escaping the castle. I love that spinny staircase where the staircase goes down and you're by each step, and you have to run down the staircase. That's a really cool bit of action there. The boats, I like the boats bit. They go down and Indiana Jones, he sets this boat off like, right, is he going to get in the boat? No, he's gonna trick the Nazis by making the boat go away. That's cool. While he uses the motorcycle in the crate, so he gets the motorcycle out. They're driving away. The Nazis run down the stairs. They go to the boat thinking, the boat is escaping. They get to Italian Nazi there. He gets to the boat. They think the boat's escaping, but no, they're escaping in the motorcycle. Oh, now the Nazis are on motorcycles.
Yeah.
And now it's a motorcycle chase. The action goes from beat to beat to beat to beat to beat.
Yeah.
When they're escaping the planes as well, the bit with the bird and the umbrella, where he uses the umbrella to scare the bird that flies up into the plane and causes the plane to crash. The bit on the blimp where there's the no ticket bit is hilarious. He's beating this guy up on the plane. I'm thinking, how's he going to get away with this? He's beating a guy up on the plane.
Throws him out the window.
Throws him out the blimp. He turns around and goes, "No ticket."
And everyone just goes,
gets the ticket. Gets the ticket out. Like he's threatening him, "I'll throw you off the blimp. You don't have a ticket." That's just amazing.
No, it's constant The only bit you get a pause I can think of is where I can't remember his name. Who's the guy that they give the page to?
Marcus Brody.
He's just walking around trying to find someone.
Oh, that is
for like 10 seconds. You get a break where he's like does no one understand English? Does anyone?
I like that because Indiana Jones buffs up somebody. Says Marcus Brody's an experienced archaeologist and scientist. He's able to hide in any culture. He can speak 100 languages.
He's got friends in every country.
He's got friends in every country. He'll be able to disappear.
Yeah, it's got a 2-day head start. With any luck, he's already got the Holy Grail. It just cuts to him just walking around.
He's like, hello, excuse me, do you speak English? Hello. He's wearing a bright white suit in the middle of everyone else. He's in the train station. He's like, excuse, I don't know where I'm going. Hello.
But it's fine because he gets his own sidekick.
He does.
Right, so
Salah is back.
Salah kind of actually Brody kind of becomes a sidekick to Salah instead.
Salah, because Salah is able to. He's like an action hero.
Because he's like, oh, papers, I got this. Run. It's lovely to run. It's lovely to run. Just punches him in the face.
I do like Salah. John Rhys Davies is an absolute hoot.
Oh, I love that man. Love that man.
And my papers. And my papers. Perfect. Just perfect. The big set piece in Berlin, they have to drive there to try and get. It's all about the diary.
Yes.
It's all about his diary to the Holy Grail.
Correct.
He's obsessed with the Holy Grail. And while they're in there, they run into the Nazi rally, trying to find. I forgot what her name is.
Go on. I can't remember her name either.
Elsa Schneider. That's it. Dr. Schneider. They run into Dr. Schneider, and she betrays them, obviously, because it's the third film. They got to have a love interest that betrays you.
Nice love interest. Turns out to be a Nazi.
She's got blonde hair, blue eyes. She would have been Nazi from the start, and she was.
She's a Nazi.
They find her, and they find her in Berlin, and they run into the sort of Nazi procession.
Yep.
And they accidentally meet Adolf Hitler himself.
Correct, he's there.
It's Admiral Ozzel from Empire Strikes Back, if you didn't notice him.
I did.
Admiral Ozzel
Hitler was there.
Speed too close to the system.
Indy manages to get the book.
Strangely enough,
go
Julian
on.
Glover's in Empire Strikes Back as well. He's General Veers.
Nice.
And because I remember that scene where Darth Vader's talking to General Veers, he goes, "Admiral Ozzel came out of light speed too close to the system," and then General Veers says, "He felt surprised, was wiser," and then Darth Vader goes, "He's as clumsy as he is stupid."
Yes.
General, prepare our troops to receive his attack. And then he force chokes him through the screen. Do you remember that bit? And Admiral Oswald dies, and he goes, Admiral, you are in command now, Admiral Piet. And then Admiral Piet goes, thank you, Lord Vader. And then he completely just poos his pants.
But no, he gets the book.
He
And
does
then
get the
gets
book.
like pushed into Hitler, essentially.
He does.
And Hitler just assumes he wants his autograph.
So his autograph, yeah.
Like he's some like Disney park person.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, God, thank you. I'm going to sign this.
Like he's Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Like he's Mickey Mouse. He signs your book for you. Autograph, Randolph.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, Admiral Oswald, sure thing. Let's talk a bit about the other Imperial officer in this, Julian Glover, as I was going to call him Henry Donovan, but no, it's Walter Donovan.
Yes. We've got enough Henrys in this film.
Two Henrys. Don't need another Henry. He is the investor of the foundation that Indy works for. He is seems very charismatic and affable, a bit enigmatic, but you know, as our most successful businessman. Turns out he's in league with the Nazis, but not because he supports Nazi ideology.
No.
He just wants the Grail.
Exactly.
That is the charge of this film.
He does.
What power does the Grail grant you, Corey?
It grants you eternal life.
And how much do you acquire the Grail?
How much do you acquire? Oh, God. You mean the 3 things you have to do?
Yeah.
It's
The trials of the Grail.
Tries to Grail. One is... I can't remember the first one.
Because they're in riddles.
Because the second one's the name of God. The first one is...
You've got to kneel before God.
Yeah, which is kneel. Second one's Jehovah.
But you missed the blades.
Yes.
That's why you must kneel.
And then the third one is the leap of faith.
It's Jehovah. And Jehovah, you have to step on the J and the whatnot.
But it doesn't start with a J.
No.
It does not start with a J.
Jehovah doesn't start with a J.
Not in whatever language it was. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Starts with, was it an E or something it starts with?
I think so.
It starts with an L.
Oh.
I think, or an I. And then you have...
See, I would have made it. I would have fallen down.
Yeah. Well, we both would have been gone straight away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Both would have been gone straight away.
Maybe I could have got the kneeling one.
Maybe.
I think I'd just said Jehovah start with a J, so I would have failed on that one.
I also probably wouldn't have taken the leap of faith. But by leap of faith, obviously the path forward.
Yeah, it's forced perspective.
Yeah, it might not have looked as good from Indy's perspective. It looked great from ours.
Yeah, it did. I thought an optical illusion doesn't really work in real life, does it? Unless it's like...
Yeah. Well, yeah, because when walking up to it, it would look weird until you went to the perfect spot, then it would look right, and you kind of walk past it again, it would look weird again.
But it's like it's like those street art things where there's like a hole in the floor, but the hole isn't real. It's like just an optical illusion.
Yeah.
But the fact that where the camera is and where it's being shot makes it look like there's a hole, but there's not a hole.
Yeah. But no, it's stuff like that. Now, the other thing that happens in this film, which we haven't touched upon, we get a bit of backstory of Indiana Jones.
Oh yes, we've the flashback.
We get a young Indiana at the start.
We start off with River Phoenix as young Indiana Jones.
Yes, and a man in a fedora.
Yes, do you know what that man's name is?
Fedora.
No.
Oh, okay.
He does have an actual name.
Because in the credits and stuff, and even on IMDb, he's just quoted as Fedora.
Right, he does have an actual name.
Okay.
His name is Garth Fedora.
Somehow worse.
Yeah. Or Garth Grave Robber Fedora is his name. Full name.
Wow.
You know how I learned that?
How?
In a comic.
Nice.
Yeah, it's in a comic backstory of Garth Grave Robber Fedora.
Yep.
I like his Fedora is his last name, presumably.
I guess.
Which is odd considering the hat he chose to wear.
Yeah.
And the fact that Indiana Jones robbed him of all of his entire gimmick.
Yeah.
Garth Fedora is the original Indiana Jones. He's got the jacket, he's got the hat, he's got everything. I wonder if he was meant to be another character.
I don't know.
Was he meant to be Ravenwood's father?
I've got a feeling his sole purpose is just in that backstory is to trick you into thinking that's Indiana Jones until about halfway through where you go, oh no, it's not, it's the kid.
It's the kid.
And then that's it.
Because they shoot him from behind, don't they?
Yeah.
And he kind of talks in a vague Harrison Ford way.
Yeah.
But then no, it turns out that Garth Fedora works for the governor, is it?
Yeah, and then also I guess that's how obviously Indy gets his hat.
And he wants the cross.
Yeah.
And they escape on a circus train where there's snakes and whips.
Yeah.
And there might as well have been a hat dispenser.
Yeah, it's like literally that's how Indy gets his hat.
It's the train of origins. It's like Han Solo.
Yes.
He goes on the job, which gives him all of his origins.
That's how he...
God, if this was today, we'd have an entire film.
He uses a whip.
Section. Yeah.
Because obviously he uses whipping the lion's den.
Yeah.
And to establish that...
He's afraid of snakes.
Yes. Fairy Snakes. And also, it's the first glimpse you get of, well, not of his dad because he's not there, but it's his dad's house. And you see his like hands and he's talking. He's like speaking like Greek or something. He count to 10 in Greek or something like that. And then obviously when we see his dad later on, his house gets ransacked.
And he's working on the
window, is it? He's sketching the window in the book.
Oh, yeah, sketching the window in the book, isn't he? Yeah, he's sketching the window in the book. He's obsessed with the Holy Grail. That's his whole purpose. He wants to be the man to discover the Holy Grail. But if I said nowadays, that origin, I'm so glad they did the origin or the flashback of how he became Indiana Jones, whip, hat, outfit, whatnot. In that sort of 20-minute, half an hour front prologue, let's call it. Because if it was nowadays and they never explained it, we'd be having a full 2-hour film, and now we got all of that stuff.
Yeah, we would.
And Garth Fedora would be played by Woody Harrelson, and he'd go, "Hey kid, you need to cover your face on this job. Here's a hat," and he'd give him the hat. Or it would be like the ending of Transformers, where he'd see a guy pull out a sword, he'd give a wry smile and reach for his gun, and then cut to credits. You know. What I've Done starts playing by Linkin Park. Yeah. That is what would happen, I think.
Yep.
And then young Indiana Jones is played by Alden Ehrenreich as well.
But no, it's...
Let's talk about some development.
Ooh.
Now, before we go on to trivia, which is the famed section of this of these Indiana Jones reviews, we always like to get a bit of indie trivia.
There better be some good trivia.
Indiana Jones and the Last Trivia is coming up. But it's not the last trivia, because we have 2 more to do.
Yeah, we do. Which, well, in all fairness, I don't know if Dial of Destiny will have much trivia because it's only just come out.
Exactly, true. Maybe we could find out something else for Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
George Lucas and Steven Spielberg intended to make a trilogy of Indiana Jones films, so this was the last one. I think Spielberg was actually just contracted to do it, maybe by George Lucas or by someone else. After the mixed critical and public reaction to Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, Spielberg decided to fully complete his promise to Lucas to invoke the third film with the spirit and tone of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
I think was done here.
Correct.
Throughout the film's development and pre-production, Spielberg admitted that he was consciously regressing in making the film, and I understand that. Due to his commitment, the director dropped out of directing Big and Rain Man. Lucas initially suggested making the film a haunted mansion movie.
Nice.
Which Romancing the Stone writer Diane Thomas wrote a script for. Spielberg rejected the idea because of the similarity to Poltergeist. Imagine that. We did. People will remember our review of Temple of Doom turning into Indiana Jones and the Pirate and Pirates of the Caribbean. This will turn into Indiana Jones and Poltergeist, where he's in a haunted house.
Apparently, as well, one of the pictures for the 4th film was to go to Atlantis.
Oh!
Apparently it was.
You should bring that up next episode, Coy, when we do Crystal Skull.
Do you know also...
Avast, Indiana! We're going to go to Atlantis!
Also, apparently the 4th film wasn't meant to be Spielberg.
Oh, really?
No. Do you know what Joe was meant to be?
Surprise me.
M. Night Shyamalan Dingle Dangle Bing Bong. That's what it was.
What a twist!
Yep. I don't know why...
M. Night, he would have been good for an Atlantis film. It wouldn't have actually been Atlantis. It would have been like I don't know, some kind of
the guy
Pilgrim Town.
Guy literally his name no one can pronounce.
I can say M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, but you know who he is. If you read it.
Oh, I suppose. There's a lot of L's and Y's.
The amount of people that go Shyamalan and just kind of give up halfway through.
There was, in September 1984, Lucas did an 8-page treatment for Indiana Jones and the Monkey King.
Yep. I believe you mentioned that last time.
Yeah, which followed an 11-page. He loves the Monkey King. The story saw Indiana battling a ghost in Scotland before finding the Fountain of Youth in Africa. Yep. Now, there's a couple of elements to that, isn't there? The African section, Scotland. Indiana Jones pretends to be a Scottish lord. The Fountain of Youth, Holy Grail, not too different. Chris Columbus, who had written the Spielberg-produced Gremlins, and the Goonies and Young Sherlock Holmes, and also did stuff for, I think, Empire Strikes Back or something like that. His first draft of this film, which dated 1985, changed the plot device to a Garden of Immortal Peaches.
Nice.
Which begins in 1937 with Indiana battling the murderous ghost of Baron Seamus Seagrove III in Scotland. You know that Baron Seamus Seagrove III? He is a deadly customer.
Sounds like a,
dangerous man he is. Indiana travels to Mozambique, which I'll always think of...
John English.
Yeah, exactly. to aid Dr. Claire Clark, who was a Katharine Hepburn type, according to Lucas, to find Mozambique. Doing.
Yeah, his head just shaking.
His head's shaking, his eye goes like that. Who has found a 200-year-old pygmy.
Nice, yeah.
The pygmy is kidnapped by the Nazis during a boat chase. That would have been fun to see. And Indiana Clare and Scraggy Briar,
What?
an old friend of Indiana, travel up the Zambezi River to rescue him. Indiana is killed in the climactic battle, but is resurrected by the Monkey King. The Monkey King's back. Other characters include a cannibalistic African tribe, African Sergeant Gutterberg, who has a mechanical arm of that bloody cyborg Nazis. Betsy, a stowaway student who is suicidally in love with Indiana, and a pirate leader named Kazur, who dies eating a peach because he is not pure of heart. Well,
pirate leader? Did I say pirate leader?
Yeah, pirate leader named Kazur. Avast, Indiana! Give me a pirate leader, Kazur!
Could have had it.
I'm going to eat this peach and die because I'm not pure of heart.
Peach doesn't cure scurvy.
It's the Garden of Immortal Peaches, where I think if you eat it, it's like the Grail, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the Grail sort of senses your intent, I feel like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not only is it the wrong Grail, because there's hundreds of Grails in that room as a knight, but if you have to pick the wrong Grail and drink from it, then you will become
You just grow massively old really quickly.
Yeah.
And then, explode.
Columbus' second draft, in August 6, 1985, removed Betsy and featured Dash, a bar owner who the Nazis work for, and the Monkey King as villains.
Nice.
The Monkey King forces Indiana and Dash to play chess with real people and disintegrates each person who is captured. Indiana Jones subsequently battles the undead and destroys the Monkey King's rod and marries Claire. Location scouting commenced in Africa, but Spielberg and Lucas abandoned the Monkey King idea because of its negative depiction of African natives, probably for the best.
Yeah.
And the script was too unrealistic.
Yeah.
Spielberg acknowledged that it made him feel very old and too old to direct it. Columbus' script was leaked on the internet in 1997 and believed to be the early draft for the fourth film, but it was mistakenly dated to 1995. Oh, there you go. Dissatisfied, Spielberg suggested introducing Indiana's father, Henry Jones Sr. Lucas was dubious, believing the Grail should be the story's focus, but Spielberg convinced him the father-son relationship would serve as a great metaphor for Indiana's search for the artifact. And there we go. Amazing work. Of course, let's talk about the actual what the Grail does to you when you're in there. The knight, he's one of the three brothers, knights. He's like, oh, you freed me. Now you must choose the Grail, and there's loads of different Grails.
There is.
If you choose the wrong Grail, you die.
Yes.
But I think there's a line saying that it depends on what you want to do with the Grail that determine what it does to you or something like that.
Yeah.
Because Walter Donovan chose the Grail, he wanted to use it for selfish means. That way it didn't work on him and it killed him. But Indiana Jones wanted to use the Grail
to save his dad.
Which is a pure of heart action, selfless action. So it works.
Yes.
But of course he did drink the Grail.
He did.
Does that mean he's immortal?
I don't know, because I know the knight mentions that the Grail has to be in the room, but I assume it also means if you leave, the powers would go. I guess maybe.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's why he was there that so long.
Yeah,
he never left.
So if the knight left, he would just collapse, pretty much, just gone.
Crumble into dust.
Yeah.
But because he stayed there, he was able to use the immortal powers.
Yes.
But so he's not immortal then. Yeah, he isn't immortal, I guess.
Well, I hope not. I'll be getting about another 20 films at this point.
Yeah. Indiana Jones 35, and the temple of the temple and the city of fortune.
Yeah.
This time where he does find Atlantis.
Just Henry Jones walking on Mars. I'm immortal.
Exactly. Oh, and the Mars and the Martian temple.
No, because then you go back to aliens again.
Oh no. Yeah, but where did that alien come from in Crystal Skull? We should explore that.
Yeah.
That's for the next one.
Yep.
If you're interested, there's a lot of little references to George Lucas and Steven Spielberg here. The dog itself, the Alaskan Malamute, is named after George Lucas's own dog, who was called Indiana.
Nice.
So there's the reference to his entire name and character because of that. The train carriage, the circus train carriage, know what it's called?
Cirque de...
Dr. Fantasy's Magic Caboose.
Okay.
which was the name that producer Frank Marshall used when he was performing magic tricks.
Nice.
He used to be a magician. Dr. Fantasy's Magic Caboose. Spielberg suggested the idea that Marshall come up with a fake bottom box through which Indiana escapes the train. That's what he does. He
does.
Goes through the bottom, the trap door. Why would a train need a trap door?
I don't know. Also, I don't know. Why would it need a trap door? Also, the train was moving, so he would have.
Was moving.
Like, just had to kind of just lay there.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just going past him. It's like,
Because no, it was part of the magic trick, wasn't it? It was to saw the woman in half.
Yeah.
Or the disappearing box or something like that. I don't.
I don't know.
A circus, magician type magic kind of guy.
Because obviously, in the actual trick, you'd probably put it on a table, and there'd be like a thing underneath it, and then you fall through that. But I'm like, if the train specifically has a trapdoor, which it must do, because he was a.
Do you do magic on the train?
You could do, I guess.
I suppose
you could do, because I guess someone could walk into the carriage. It's like how you get like fortune tellers in like a little.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but a fortune teller is you and the fortune teller. The fortune teller doesn't disappear halfway through the trick.
No, but that might be the magician's trick. He disappears and he walks through another door. He's like, where have I gone? Oh, I'm here.
Oh, right. If the train's obviously not moving.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I mean. If it's not a moving train.
Yeah, but it's like. I was about to compare it to something in Star Wars then, but I should probably stop comparing everything to Star Wars.
Yes, for magicians of Star Wars.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, in an episode of the Clone Wars, there's a travelling circus, and they're on like a ship. And their whole thing is they present it from the doors of the ship.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like this magician presents his act from the train, which would make sense as to why he needs to disappear out the back of the train through this magic door in the box, And why all the animals are there and stuff.
True.
Like the snake and the lion and what?
The lion and the rhino.
And the rhino. A horribly real rhino.
Correct.
Wasn't that rhino so real and not at all fake?
Yep.
Completely realistic real rhino.
Exactly.
Completely realistic real rhino. And completely real and not at all CGI composite lion as well. Completely real, not composite lion.
Yeah.
You could see the chroma key on that lion. But it's 1989, so who's gonna mind really?
Yes. Well, maybe the trivia will tell you it's a real lion.
Okay, all right. Let's go. Let's jump in.
Do you want a bit of trivia?
Indiana Jones and the Last Trivia. Yeah.
What?
Indiana Jones and the Last Trivia.
Okay, you sounded said trivia.
Indiana Jones and the Trivia. That sounds like he's got some weird disease.
Yeah. Also, again, with most of our segments, we never have a jingle.
No. Indiana Jones and the Last Trivia with Corey.
Just going to do some random words. I was going to be like dingle dangle.
Dingle dangle, jingle jangle.
Dingle
trivia,
dangle, bobbity boo.
Trivia. Jingle dangle, bobbity boo. Trivia.
Why'd you always say... Why'd you always sing it out at the end?
Yeah, you got to do it. Dingle. What did you say?
Dingle dangle, bobbity boo.
Dingle dangle, bobbity boo. Trivia. You got to hold the A on the trivia.
Great. Okay.
Give us some trivia.
I want some trivia. Right. The uniforms in the Berlin scene are real. They are actual Nazi uniforms.
Wow.
Because most of the uniforms worn by the Nazis in the Berlin book burning scene were authentic World War II uniforms, not replicas. A cache of old uniforms was found in Germany and obtained by costume designer Anthony Powell to be used in the movie.
Sure.
What else we got? The 4 horses used in the final scene outside the temple were loaned to the movie by King... Gonna get that wrong. King Hussein of Jordan.
Oh, no, okay.
So they're actual king's horses.
Nice. All the king's horses and all the king's men.
Harrison Ford cut his chin in a car accident in Southern California.
Oh.
This is why he's got a cut, and that's why when he whips the whip in the lion's den, he's got a little bit of blood
scar,
there. Any other interesting trivia?
Do you about his hat? His hat kept falling off in the train scene. We're chasing the tank. He's chasing the tank. His hat kept falling off of his head. And there was a joke that he had to staple the hat to his head. He didn't actually staple the hat to his head.
Yeah.
But Steven Spielberg did say that it was very tough to use all the cuts where the hat wasn't falling off of his head on the horse chase against the tank.
Yeah.
More trivia, Corey.
Here's some cameos for you.
Okay, give me some cameos. I love cameos.
Alex Hyde White played Henry Jones Sr. in 1912.
Oh right, okay.
That's not Sean Connery's hands.
Oh,
drawing in that book.
I'd know Sean Connery's hands anywhere.
That's someone else's hands.
Feeling up women and operating Walther PPKs. I'd know him anywhere. Oh, I'm James Bond. I'm gonna shaken not stirred. vodka martini. Yeah, Scaramanga. No, it's like that's Robert Roger Moore. That is. I needed a Connery era villain. Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Goldfinger. You won't get away this time, Goldfinger. You expect me to talk? I've got a wealth of PPK. I'm James Bond.
The more you do it, the further and further away it gets.
I only talk using half of my mouth when I do this. It gets the slurring of Sean Connery. You understand?
Yeah.
Goldfinger.
It just goes further and further and further away.
Hello, I got James Bond. I'm the bomb spy.
What's that?
That was my
Okay.
me firing his gun. If you couldn't tell, very subtle.
Apparently, this doesn't make any sense.
Apparently, what's apparent about it?
It says director trademark.
Okay, what's the director trademark? IMDb loves this. How is he an auteur? He's an auteur, Corey.
So obviously this is all Spielberg.
Right, yeah, of course.
Images shown from a side mirror. Bonazzi's tracing Indiana Jones and Henry Sr.
Okay.
Apparently that's a Spielberg thing.
What, from like on the motorcycle? I
Yeah,
guess?
so it'd be like you'd be looking at the mirror and it'd be showing you what's happening behind.
Right, he did that in Jurassic Park with the T-Rex approaching. Right, I see. There's grounds for this.
Steven Spielberg. Music by John Williams.
Of course.
I would feel like that's technically more of a Lucas thing, considering also Star Wars.
No. These are Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
also
that's
John
true.
Williams.
Saying that though, if you're gonna get like a composer,
John Williams,
you have John Williams or like Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer, yeah.
That's kind of it. And
Hans Zimmer, boom.
Steven Spielberg, father. Henry Jones Sr. was never around after his wife died. That's the director's trademark, apparently.
Is it?
Apparently.
Father?
Yeah.
I've not watched The Fablemans.
Father! Anyway.
I wouldn't know. Have you?
Bit of IT crowd. No.
Oh, okay.
I haven't.
Well, The Fablemans is apparently about his life.
Oh.
So, as a young boy. So, maybe something happened to his father.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that all for trivia?
That's all for trivia.
Okay.
And for
What's the jingle?
Dingle Dangle Bobbity Boo.
Dingle Dangle Bobbity Boo.
Trivia. Great. That's
Thank
not gonna come back next week.
You bet it will.
Trivia will. That thing won't.
Yeah. Principal photography began in 1988 in the Tabernas Desert in Spain's Alma province.
Great.
Spielberg initially planned for the chase to be a short sequence shot for 2 days.
Yep.
He drew storyboards up to make the scene an action-packed centerpiece, thinking that he wouldn't top the truck chase from Raiders of the Lost Ark because the truck was much faster than a tank. This felt more story-based. But you know what? The tank sequence is arguably the best sequence ever, isn't it?
Yeah.
That guy made a real jump. Do you know his stunt double made a real jump from a horse to a tank?
Really?
Yeah, that isn't faked at all. He did a real jump because you can see the way he lands.
Yeah.
He jumps, he just goes, he just kind of hits the top of the tank, and you're like, that's a real jump. And of course, Marcus Brody and Henry Jones are in there kicking ass in the tank. I love they've got hand signals. They've got like hand signs. They go like that, and they use the guns and whatnot. They're wrestling the guy out of the driver's seat. It's great fun. What a great scene that tank chase is.
Yep. No, it's really good.
Really fantastic. I imagine we're both going to hit this with a high rating.
Yes, we're going high. Yeah.
I'll let you go first.
I'm gonna whack it with another. You see now, this is now my issue because I believe Raiders a 7.5. I believe I gave Temple of Doom an 8.5.
You did.
I want to give this an 8.5, but that would then mean that Raiders would be, in my opinion, the worst out of the three.
Yeah.
Which actually,
I remember I gave Raiders quite high. I think
this is going to get an 8.5.
Okay.
It's roughly on the same level.
I was hovering around a 9 for this.
Yeah.
But I thought since you've given it an 8.5, I might just give it an 8.
This is a really good one. I think, again, I think it depends.
This around, I think Raiders would be my favourite. I know you love Temple of Doom, so I'm not that hot on Temple of Doom. I think it's, of course, better than Crystal Skull because it's hard to do that. But I'm going to say, I don't want to rank them until I've seen Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
So I will hold off on my next point.
Yeah.
Because I would like us, for when we do the review Dial of Destiny, to put them all in order of what we think, right? But I don't think Last Crusade falls behind as much as people say. It's not the Spider-Man 3 of Indiana Jones. Because people say the last one in the trilogy is always the worst one, but not really.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars prequel.
Yeah.
And that's the third one. Spider-Man Far From Home is the best one. No, that's the second Spider-Man one, isn't it? It's Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
No Way Home is the best Spider-Man one. So I'm going to say the third film isn't always Godfather 3.
Yeah. True.
The third film isn't always the worst.
No.
Often it's the second film that's actually the best.
Yes.
Empire Strikes Back. I'm saying Godfather 2.
Aliens.
Aliens, that's right. Aliens 3 isn't great.
Terminator 2, I think people prefer as well.
Terminator 2, yeah. Judgment Day. Well, no, that's the third one, isn't it?
It's the third one.
Third
I think it is just called. It might just be called Terminator 2.
Okay, yeah. Terminator 2 is the superior Terminator film.
Yeah.
Aliens, fantastic. I've not seen Aliens 3 in a while.
I haven't. I don't know if that's the one people dislike or if that's the one after
Charles
that.
Dance in it, where she's bald.
Don't actually
where Ripley's
know.
bald. I think what we should do is, I think what we're naming here is more film series as we could review.
Yeah, we are.
Because if we do the trilogies, if we cement ourselves to doing lineup of trilogies, we'd have the episodes for the next couple of years.
We would, yeah.
Goodness me, wouldn't we?
Do you know what second film isn't better than the first film?
What?
The Thing 2.
The Thing 2? I don't know there was a Thing 2.
There was, and it's all CGI. It's
I know
awful.
the first Thing is great.
It's all CGI. I think it's meant to be a prequel, I can't remember, but it's all CGI. It's awful.
Oh,
they made practical models, and then when these don't look good, we're going to whack them over with CGI.
Oh, no, they did that in Jurassic World. They did that in Jurassic World.
Literally, they had practical models, made them all, and they were like, this doesn't look good. Slap CGI over it, looks awful.
Alien vs. Predator.
Not bad. I've seen it.
Yeah, I have as well.
I remember it being fun. It's not great.
There's a trilogy of them, isn't there? I know there's a second one.
I've only seen the first one.
Oh. I know there's a Predator film where they drop humans onto the Predator planet.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
No. I've only really seen the first Predator movie, and that's really it. I've not kind of delved into Predator, to be honest.
There's 3 Predators. I think there's one. There's the Disney Plus one that's kind of a Predator versus indigenous people.
Yep.
There's the Predator where they drop humans onto. I think that's just called Predators, like how Aliens are called Aliens. Yeah. Aliens. So I think there's one of them. I don't know much about the film. It's like RoboCop. There's like 4 or 5 RoboCop films. I don't know what order they're in.
Yeah, I've seen the first one.
Yeah, same here.
And that's it.
We're going along to sort of 70s, 80s action films now, aren't we? Let's bring it back to Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Before we sort of map out our next timeline for the next few months of what we're going to be reviewing.
Yeah.
Because now I kind of want to review Aliens and Predators, to be honest. Or RoboCop, or Terminator.
All these films.
We could do Terminator, I guess, because there's reasons to do that. Because Arnie has stuff on Netflix now, doesn't he?
He has got Ffffaaaatttthhhheeeerrrr.
He's got Ffubar, and he's got that
documentary thing.
Whatever
it's called.
I think it's just called Arnie, isn't it, or something like that?
No, what you should review is the Arnold Schwarzenegger film with Jackie Chan. I've not seen it. I've seen clips. It's like he's like it's like some kind of like, I don't think it's American Civil War, but he's some kind of
right. We're doing this now.
Jackie
Chan.
Iron Mask is what it's called. 1700s. Jackie Chan plays this, like, I don't even know how to describe it. But they ended up fighting. Jackie Chan's like an old man, like an old kung fu master, and Schwarzenegger's like is he French or something?
Of course.
And they end up fighting each other. It's weird. It looks awful.
Have you ever seen Escape Plan?
No.
I have.
Oh.
It's Indiana Jones. He's not in it. It's Arnie and Sylvester Stallone. It was their first held as their first sort of combined film, crossover film, where they have to escape this prison ship. I remember watching it, and it was like, oh. For The Last Crusade.
Yes.
We've given it a rating. Yeah. Let's circle around to a weekly rec. Corey, it's you.
It is. Okay.
You've been covering. Let me preface this, listener or viewer, by saying that Corey has been on a theme with these Indiana Jones weekly recs. It always seems to be him because we always do it.
Yeah.
One every couple of weeks. I think we'll be out of sequence next week unless we do Crystal Skull, then what we want to do after.
Yeah.
I guess the order will be maintained.
Yes.
Which I'd like to do, I think, because we're keeping this theme of weekly recs. Yes, I'm doing it only for your weekly recs.
Yeah.
I'm somewhat ironically entertained by them now. Corey has been doing his weekly recs based on... he likes to take an Indiana Jones title and theme it to a
no rolls barred house rules episode.
House Rules board game episode. What have you got this week, Corey?
Okay. So now, granted, it was meant to be kind of roughly a one-time thing, because I watched Communopoly and thought that'd be funny. I'm going to tie it in roughly. And then I remember the Snakes and Ladders. So I thought, right, that's just a general Indiana Jones, doesn't like snakes. Whack it in there.
Snakes and Ladders. But now you've gone into a pattern, Corey.
Now I've stuck myself in it.
Yeah, you've stuck yourself in it now. You have to commit. You have to commit now. You can't come out.
Picture this, right? End of the movie. Sean Connery, right? What happens? He gets shot.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if that was a normal situation and they weren't looking for a Holy Grail, what might Sean Connery need?
An operation.
Yes. So I'm recommending operation.
The amount of legwork, Corey, that you have to do is criminal.
With real electric shocks.
Yay! The amount of legwork, Corey, that you have to do. The way you word it so subtly that I can just reply with an operation.
Yeah.
The Neuro's Bard House Rules Operation. It's Sullivan, Bo Brown,
and
Adam Blampier.
Correct.
Let's give Terry her
shout
out as well. Good job, Terry. Shout out to you, Terry.
French Terry.
There's a wave behind. There's a wave over the camera for Terry. What do you think Terry looks like? Have you ever seen a picture of Terry in real life?
No.
I've never seen Terry in a room before.
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I think I've seen her arm.
I've seen her arm and a hand. Yeah. I've seen an arm and a hand on Terry.
No, she has.
I've never seen Terry's face before.
I don't think I have. But also, part of me is in my head. I'm thinking, yeah, I have. But
So what's the gimmick on Neuro's Bard this week?
It's Operation. But every time,
classic game of everyone knows Operation.
So every time you hit the buzzer, you get an electric shock from it's like a TENS machine. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
When you have those sticky things on your arms, and you get shocked, and it increasingly gets worse.
It does,
and it's great.
An episode of hilarity, I'm sure, Corey.
It's very good. 40 minutes.
Wow, and your rating for it is?
Shocking.
A shocking
7 out of 10.
Wow.
I should have said I've got it wrong again. Because last time I tried to do snakes and put 8 in it, and I should have gone Sneven or 7.
Sneven.
But I didn't. This time I should have gone Operation.
Oh.
Which would have made more sense. I'm missing the puns in all of these.
You are.
It's fine. Crystal Skull. I've got it nailed.
Okay, cool. I'm glad.
Sure.
Thank you for listening and watching our review of The Last Crusade. Very entertaining. Go out your way. It's on Disney. All these are on Disney Plus, apart from the new one.
Destiny, yes.
And Neuro's Bard Operation House Rules is on YouTube on the Neuro's Bard channel. So you can just go and enjoy that. Thank you very much. As always, it's a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.